sorry about that. The this S25 Ultra has died. And it was low on power anyway. But as you can see, this phone is at 72% battery. I tried to put my battery pack on there, and it zapped the battery pack completely dead. So, like, nope, I have 18% battery. So we got one light. It's gonna take a minute. Yeah, I'm back on here, Tammy. My other phone went dead, but now we on the company phone. So we back. We back on here, and my other phone's charging. So I'm gonna hope it's charging. Yeah, it is. And then I gotta charge up. But yeah, hopefully it'll take a minute for everybody to come back on here. We resume the conversation for a little while, and then of course at some point the nurse is gonna come busting in here like, how you feeling? Um, and basically right now it's just pain and nausea. Um, but anyway, back to our conversation. We was talking about different extraction methods. We was talking about terpenes and effectiveness of these things for the pancreatitis and other things. Um, and again, I think that everybody has to learn your ECS, your endocannabinoid system. You need to figure out how to dial in for yourself. Now, maybe layer cake works for you. Maybe doing dabs works for you. Maybe all of them together works for you. Once you have figured out your formula, because everyone's formula could be similar or completely different, this will allow you to be able to not only medicate for medicinal purposes, but also will help you even for just pure recreational purposes, because then you will know exactly what strains to purchase. This is why people always ask me, why am I so fixated on layer cake, ice cream cake, runts, lemon cherry gelatos? Because for me, in my ECS, these help reduce pain and inflammation. Um, while some cannabis products cause nausea, believe it or not, it happens. Um, some products help with nausea. So there's this whole thing about figuring out. So what I tell people to do is try to find something that has a history. Stay away from all this new shit that they just made up. Hey, everybody's back now, so stay away from these new strains that have no history, that they literally just crossed out of a back alley somewhere with so and so times so and all that. Look for that original stuff. White Widow, Runts, Gelato, Bubba Kush, Permanent Markers, a newer one. That is one of the newer ones, but it has promising effects. But again, um, Runts, there's really only one company that I found growing it effectively, and that is they got a lot of names right now, so I don't know which one you want to call them today, but they're known as Cure Ohio. They You might have heard of them as Moxie or Odank is a new one they're going by now, or Eden's Trees. What I've learned is don't buy the black Moxie bag because you don't know what it's gonna look like. You can't see it. It might feel if it feel okay, go for it. But most of the Moxie black bags is popcorn crumbs, and Eden's Trees. I'm not gonna buy no more of your black bags because they ain't nothing but crumbs, and that ain't me. I'm not a crumb snatcher. So, um, I think that we've got a lot of strains in our program now. It's freaking crazy, man, crazy. I mean, and then we've got these crosses, and so a good example is like, say for example, Ridgeline Lance or whatever it's called. It's like a cookie strain, but it's a runts in there. So when you try it, you're gonna see that. Same thing with the bluegrass. Kind of reminds you of a runch gelato type deal. So like some of these newer strains that come out, they do have the OG strains mixed into them, but I still think like good old ice cream cake has carol filling in it, which has been helpful with, known to be helpful with brain focus, helpful with people with brain injuries. This is another reason why I want it. Um, and has anyone else noticed that the clutch ice cream cake has seemed to have disappeared from the market? Has anyone seen any clutch ice cream cake anywhere? Because literally, that was really like the only one that I could do. Now, Woodward has launched ice cream cake, but they're calling it ICC Gems Cut, but it's still ice cream cake. They just ICC'd it to, save room, probably not to throw shade on Clutch, who's, I bet you, I'm gonna tell y'all something you didn't know. Clutch and Woodward are neighbors. They're literally right across the street from each other. I've been to Clutch's headquarters, and they showed me right where Woodward was. Literally, I'm like, let's go knock on the door. They was nervous. I was like, come on, man, they know me. They'd be all right. They didn't want to do it, but I should have went and knocked on the door, right? They would have not let me in. Woodward's very restrictive on who they let in their stuff, but back and hit like, yeah, definitely hit them likes. Cause see, right now I only got 3 likes, and then the algorithm's not gonna push the video up to more viewers unless we get more likes. Wait a minute, Masterman, we got a Masterman VR? That's too close to Mastermind. What's up, Masterman? How you doing? You back? you, you said I'm black. Did you mean to say I'm black, or do you mean to say I'm back? I don't know. Is that a typo? Hey, it's good you on here with me. I'm happy just to be talking to the little 8 people that's on here. I remember when I first started, so I was talking to one person or zero. So, at one point we had like 30 people watching this, but again, people, maybe waiting to think that I'm gonna be on here doing a dab or something like that, but not today. Um, it's more today about just conversations, education, and just trying to help y'all get some information that you might be looking for. And I know normally you're looking for me at 4:20 on Friday, and so when I do these impromptu out of the blue videos, sometimes they're really good. People like them, and other times people don't like them, and nobody watches them, and it gets like 15 views. We need 1 million, and we are so close. We need 100. See, we need 138,000. We got 60,000 views in the last 28 days. New record unlocked. So that was quite the achievement. So we have just been going on. Also, is anybody cooking breakfast right now? Is anybody getting ready for breakfast? I used to say, "What's for dinner?" But what's for breakfast? You're gonna talk to me about food, and you're gonna make me hungry. But that's all right. Let me see. I see what's going on here. My chat filter is messed up, y'all. So I apologize if I missed anybody's comments. The chat filter was only showing me the top comments. So if you were trying to talk to me before and it didn't show your comment, I apologize. I just now saw that. See, on this iPhone, it's a little bit different than it is on the other phone. It's not the greatest thing. But uh, here, just being here, I could show y'all a little bit. Y'all want a tour of the room? I'll show. I need to get up, so do my little exercise and give y'all a little tour of my room. This is and get this, I'm not in my room. I'm actually still in the emergency room department, but we're like in an overflow room. It's still. All right. Yeah. So this is the view out the window. I'm not going to show the company's name. I'm not doing no promos for them. And there's my bed, which haven't been in it. And there's the bathroom over there where that door is. And this room has double doors. And then I've got like double TVs. So I don't know what's going on with the other TV. It don't seem to work. So we have double TVs. And oh my God, another plane crash, y'all. Air India passenger plane crashes at I'm about airport. This just happened, y'all. That's crazy, man. Another plane crash. And it looks like it hit a building, yo. Wow. Still unclear how many people were on the board of the flight. Um, and so let me just talk real quick why this is relevant. I got something else I want to talk to you about that I think y'all would like to talk about. Yeah. Hey, Slay No More. So glad you said that. So part of the problem with the bed is this hospital is new, so a lot of stuff is new, and it's not their fault. This is the problem, but what it is, the bed, the way it's designed, it will only go up to a certain level, and I need to sit straight up. Why you see me sitting in this chair all the time in these videos, even at home, I'm always usually sitting in a chair, sitting straight up, because I can't lay down that much. Like when I lay down, it makes it worse. Then, but I have to also recline because if I don't, like right now, I'm in this recliner. If I don't recline my legs up, what will happen is it might already. Oh crap! Check it. Keep checking it. My whole leg will just, my foot will just start swelling like. So, um, yeah, it makes you super sick. Makes you want to throw up everywhere all the time. Just feel like I'm just gonna throw up. That's feels horrible. Um, but this is something that what can I do? Um, there's a lot of things that I'm doing um, to help myself, right? So even though I told you earlier when I was talking, this isn't about diet, but it is in a way because in order to keep the situation from getting out of control, I learned that when you have chronic pancreatitis, you can't eat like you used to. So like this whole concept of eating a full meal is over. So that means that instead of eating a full meal, you have to eat a kid's meal. So when I eat out places, I get the kids meal now, and guess what, y'all? I just unlocked the cheat code. You're laughing. The cheat code is that many of these restaurants that sell these kids meals are serving full adult meal. Like you're getting adult servings. So why pay for a full adult meal? You could get the kids meal and get more stuff, better options, and save $15. So I've been doing kids meals when I do, but I don't eat a lot of places. Um, so like I was saying earlier, with this, it's a lot of clear liquid water, no pop, no alcohol, no big gobs of juice, um, anything. They're even afraid to give me injections that I used to get in my back because they were concerned that the injections would actually make my pancreatitis worse. So now my rheumatology doctor will not give me no shots. So that's another thing I was getting before I was getting these pain shots. What I learned about the pain shots, y'all, this is the depot shot or anti-inflammatory shot make you gain weight. So I was gaining weight ever since this happened, y'all. Get smaller and smaller and smaller. So if you see me, if you know me over the years, you'll notice my face is a little bit slimmer. And you see me in person, and it's like, dang, everything looks a little bit skinnier. That is part of it, like because you go through so many days without eating because you feel sick, that you lose weight. And then another thing is, like, you have lots of water come out of you, so you lose the water. Yeah, Dr. Lee be alone. Hey, Dr. Lee be alone. Love the name. What you medicating? What y'all medicating on right now? Y'all, I can't medicate. It's like 4 in the morning. Yeah. What's that behind you? Great question for those that didn't know. What's behind me is an IV pump. The IV pump basically is a device that basically helps pump the IV solution into my IV at a certain rate of speed. If you, some people you get IV, you don't need to pump. Typically, the pump is something that you would get if you're gonna be like on a fluid for like a long period of time. So I usually get at least 1 day of this fluid, but I'm also currently allowed to drink water. Normally, they don't let me drink water, but I am drinking water. So I've got this as well as like a big cup of tap water. So I don't drink tap water at home. I should. He was like, our water is filtered. I was like, I don't care. I drink bottled water, do not drink tap. So this thing sit full. I mean, but I gotta sip it a little because when you're on IV fluids like this and you're sick, your mouth just gets so dang on dry. You're like, how's that blue dream, man? I haven't had that in so long since I grew it last year, man. GMO times blueberry white nightmare ice hash bowl. Ooh, that sounds great. That sounds like you feeling good. Great question, Cleveland. See, y'all asking great questions. I'm so glad I did this with y'all. It's helping me a lot. Um, yes, do plan on hopefully talking to a gastroenterologist doctor in the morning to discuss what mainly is, like I said, a conversation about pain, conversation about uh, constipation. With the frustration point, though, with their GI team here is that they don't have a pancreas doctor on their team. So what that means is that their knowledge of stuff is basic, but not. I mean, GI doctors. A gastroenterologist is a stomach. Sorry, y'all. A gastroenterologist doctor is a stomach doctor. These doctors consist of doctors that do colonoscopies, upper endoscopies, cancer doctors that do stomach cancer. Um, but GI doctors also are liver doctors, um, pancreas doctors. So when you see general gastroenterologist, stomach doctor, but they have many different hats. Not all of them are skill set. Pancreatitis is specialty training, and you just have special training and credentials to be able to be considered a pancreas doctor. In Columbus, Ohio, we actually only have one hospital that has doctors who can treat or who can do who are actually credentialed as um, pancreatitis specialists, and they're located at Ohio State. I have one of those doctors. He's like one of the main guys there. He's actually the teacher. He's the professor. So he's very knowledgeable brother. Um, Shout out to Doctor. You know I ain't saying his name, but in this case he was watching. Shout out to you because I know you said he was gonna watch, but we'll see. Um, but the thing is that when all that stuff I told you happened with the cut and all that, my doctor didn't do that procedure. It was his boss that did it. Imagine that. Because I kept saying, who's going to do this procedure? He was like, oh, man, you'll be a good hands. Man, this is my supervisor, blah, 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 blah. So when I had that bleeding thing, guess who wanted to go in there and fix it? My doctor. Guess who did fix it? My doctor. And guess who's been on it ever since? My doctor. So and he's like this doctor that's like, I work with whoever can help you get better, feel better. Frustration is like, how do you control something that's not stopping? That's where we are. Hell's Bells, the mint spray. Okay, man, Hell's Bells, man. Is that Farkas Farms, Hell's Bells? I haven't said Hell's Bells, Farkas Farms in forever. Ah, free coffee. I can't drink coffee. You have been up here for treatment, right? So, basically, great question. Another good question. It's just like it's more nausea and pain management. To be honest with you, treatment would be like a regimen of some sorts. like or some type of injections or something that would be like a therapy. That would be like a treatment. But like in here, with pancreatitis, it simply boils down to really symptoms: nausea, pain, blood pressure. Those are kind of like some of the markers that we're dealing with here. Like my blood pressure's dropped dramatically recently, so that's actually good. So I mean, my pain went down some. But when you have pancreatitis, like I mean, some people go to the hospital and you get pain medicine, get a shot or two, you're all right. You're like, hey, I can go home now. But with pancreatitis, it don't work like that. Like one shot, two shot, that don't even like that ain't even helping it. We're talking like five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10 shots. Then we start something. Something starts happening. It's that bad. Like that's why I'm here, y'all. This ain't like nothing you could think you've had unless you've had this. This ain't nothing that I could just like show you on a picture. Like this is what it's like. This is different for each person, but the common denominator for people with pancreatitis issues, whether it's chronic or acute, is severe abdominal pain that will radiate to the back in a way that um, you just you'll know you can't let it go. You'll know that you can't just not look at it. Um, yes, Cleveland Crows fan. I have actually spoken to the pancreas team at Cleveland Clinic, and you are correct. There is also a pancreas doctor at UH. UH, he's referring to University Hospital Cleveland. So nice doctors at both places. Um, just to recap what was said, they believe that the reason why this is all happening to me, everything we're seeing happen, is a result of scar tissue. Um, and scar tissue is a very common thing that every human on Earth has. It's just weird if you have a cut or something like that, and when it heals, there's scar tissue. Scar tissue sometimes just eventually goes away. Other times it doesn't. I'm gonna show y'all what scar tissue looks like. Um, do you see that? This is my arm. This is my left arm. Do you see like that little spot right there where it's kind of darker than the rest? And it kind of you think, oh, that's a bruise. No, that's not a bruise. That is. I'm just holding my fan, holding my phone, trying to show y'all that this is scar tissue, and it just basically is hardened skin. I mean, and when they put an IV in right here, what they would do is they would push past the scar tissue and put it in there. Now they've done that so many times at this spot I'm showing you right here that they can't use it anymore. So what they had to do is right here, and I wanted to get this on video so I could show y'all because it is kind of cool. But they do an ultrasound. It's cool and not cool, right? They do an ultrasound and basically guide a big old 2-inch needle into a catheter, and then they pull the needle and the needle out, and then you're good to go. Um, but just showing how they figure out what's a good vein and what's not. It's like these little bubbles that they have, and a little bubble. It looks like a little bubble, and they push on it, and it kind of moves up, and it's like, oh, there's a good one. You're like, it just looks like some weird thing. But when you see inside your body, it's just always not what you would expect. Something else somebody hasn't asked us yet, did they do any imaging? And the answer is yes. The CAT scans, do CAT scans so many times, and they usually show nothing. Last time they actually did an MRI because another doctor, my liver doctor, wanted an MRI because I have 2 spots on my liver. And so they're debating about those. So what's going to happen with the spots in my liver? They have to go to what they call the tumor board. What is the tumor board? A very scary thing because the tumor board is a group of cancer doctors who spend, time looking at rare tumors. to determine if they are meeting criteria to be defined as cancer. So I don't have cancer, thank God I don't have cancer. But what they have to do so often, because I have such a high risk to develop cancer, so to go through all these tests to rule it out. So that's what's happening now. Is they test to see if it's if it is or it isn't, and then they're try to rule it out. And participation mode, huh? I just now learned something, y'all. This is slick. Limits participating specific people you approve and add to. Well, I'm definitely gonna consider this the next time. This is interesting because this option isn't available to me on my computer, but I think this would be something we might do just to see how it works. Hi, Kevin. Morning. Thank you for finding my channel, and I appreciate your thoughts and prayers. I appreciate that. And again, uh, the channel is here to provide resources, but also just as a human. It's like when I was talking to my good friend Captain Green Tucker about the channel and doing things on this channel besides just purely news. So we're getting ready to build on this gaming thing. I'm finding that playing the game can be somewhat therapeutic and preoccupying at times, and a little bit addictive. So those who are not familiar with my Schedule One shenanigans, definitely watch some of my Schedule One shenanigans. It's gonna get better as I fine tune my gamer skills to what they used to be. I used to be a big gamer, y'all. I never really streamed a lot of it, but I mean, all the popular games that you know and love, I know and love them too. Grand Theft Auto, Mortal Kombat, Call of Duty, Fortnite. I played them all. You just have never seen me do it. I even heard really coming out with something called Tag Token Game. So, and it's already set up, so don't try to steal it. Go to my Reddit, go to my Discord. My tag server been set up all this time. We just ain't tagged nobody yet. So, but you like that tag, right? Token Game Tag. Steal my stuff. um, so yeah, hopefully I'll get that going. Um, but yeah, just before I go, because I gotta go, and maybe back later. But I just recap that I'm here in the hospital. I have chronic pancreatitis. I learned about that in 2023. That's what part that was wrong with me. The reason that I'm admitted to the hospital is because I was experiencing severe back and abdominal pain. I also provided a recap about the Senate Bill 56, and um, with that, basically Senate Bill 56 was passed in the Senate already and was moved over to the House Judiciary Committee before anything could become law. It has to pass the House and the Senate and then get Governor DeWine's signature to become law. We have been trying to stop them from passing SB 56 and also House Bill 160 because both of these bills have criminal penalties for how cannabis is stored in your vehicle and also whether you consume your vehicle. It also limits where you can consume cannabis. It adds a layer of issues with unemployment that aren't there right now. Literally, basically saying that you could lose the opportunity to be able to file for unemployment if you're a cannabis consumer and you get fired from your job. I'm absolutely trying to stop that from happening, y'all. I also don't agree with the giving landlords new latitude to evict people because of cannabis consumption on their property. There was no landlords that came to testify in support of this. No one from the housing groups or anything like that. No one came. Get this. Most of the people in the room was us. They couldn't even muster up 10 people, yo. They couldn't find 10 people who support their agendas, these bills. They couldn't barely scrape up 5 people to come. We had 40 plus. We literally took up the whole room, yo. And just imagine if we brought everybody. That would be thousands of people. Let's imagine if 50% of my subscribers showed up. That would be like 2,000 people. What would they do? They don't, they just ain't thinking it through. Like that guy just said, I posted in the short. Think this through. Because if you're not thinking it through, it's not being realistic. You know, saying it's going to ban sharing. How would you enforce that? You literally be walking around, wasting cops' time, trying to see who's passing a joint or not, or a blunt? Really? That's insane. That doesn't make sense. Why would we do that? They said they need to make some money. So now we're at this point where do we give the police a bag of money out of our recreational sales? You tell me in the comments. Do the police deserve a cut of our recreational sales to keep them off of us? Do we need to basically pay off the police with this tax revenue? Is that what we're doing? Nah, they want the money for the private prisons so they can upgrade the prison. We have been able to get them to leave the community fund in there, but not at the 36% that's in issue two, only at 26%. So they're cutting us 10%. I'd like to know how you feel about that. They do not want to put the equity program in there. That was 36% of the tax revenue. So again, I'm fighting for us to get what we already done got. 300 plus million in sales. They owe us a check. The check, we can use this for building programs to help young entrepreneurs and people who have been victimized by cannabis crimes that don't make sense. I've helped them clear their record, help them get into some type of job program if they're interested. I'll give you guys a great example of something that Miracle Grow did. Is they partnered with Riviera Creek. Many of y'all probably know this, but Miracle Grow put out a word that they were looking to do some type of social justice. So what Miracle Grow created was a program in conjunction with the state, Riviera Creek, and whoever else that wanted to help with it, where people who had specific cannabis crimes could basically take an educational class, get a certificate, and get a job in the cannabis space or start their own hemp garden legally. So we're talking about people who had a record, still have a record, being able to get a job at the grow facility at Riviera Creek if they wanted, maybe. Pretty cool. Um, so I don't know if this program is still working or not, or if they ran out of funds. Miracle Grow had a big budget for this, like millions of dollars. So curious to know, where that program stands now. But this these little things we don't know. More universities or colleges within the state of Ohio are now creating cannabis education programs. Kent State, for example, it's got a cannabis program now. Hocking College has had one for some time now. So there are like real live college degrees you can get in addition to the actual online college degree for cannabis itself. You can actually get a degree now in cannabis, a real degree, not a fake one. And I'm not talking about the engineer thing. I'm talking about a real live degree. And I had a woman on here, and y'all might remember Erin Energy. She has a degree in cannabis. So there's nothing wrong with the engineer. I'm not throwing shade on the engineer. I'm just saying, me personally, if I'm walking around somewhere and I say I have a engineer certificate, that's gonna lead to what's that? And what can that do for you? And it can open doors for you. So there's nothing wrong with that program. I'm not knocking again. Might try it myself. But if you tell somebody you got a degree in cannabis, now the wheels in their brain. You went to school for that? College for weed? There's actually a certificate for that? How much is that? Wheels turning. How do I get signed up? Wheels to turning. It's virtual. Did y'all know that? You could go to school right now. Those can sit at home on your computer and get a degree in cannabis at the crib. A real degree. They're one of the first schools in the whole country to have a real legit cannabis degree. Hit my girl Erin Energy up on her social media if you want to know more about it. She surely can tell you because she graduated from that program. What's up, Riding Stone, man? Love the name. I don't know if I feel like that's a great shirt, Riding Stone. However, if we were like admitting to that here in Ohio, they would probably like take us and throw us all in jail because now we're admitting to being impaired. We're trying to. That's something else we're trying to push back on is this whole notion that they can detect impairment in a way that's fair, and they can't because cannabis stays within your bloodstream for over 30 days, and so there's no real way for them to. It's gonna if it's gonna be in your system. I mean, somebody like me who probably bleeds green. I've been using cannabis for since I was 15 years old. How much THC is in my blood right now? Decades worth of THC in me and many of y'all. Okay? And we're never gonna pass no damn drug test. Even if it's 3 months later, we're still probably got THC in there. You see, he said you just do the e-bike still. Okay, that's still a little risque, but okay, it's safer. I love that, Tammy. You said your blood type is THC. What you medicating on, Mr. Riding Stone? Can I get a location check? I already know where Cleveland Crows fan from. Drop your location in there. If you watch this on the replay, if this video survives the replay, make sure you put where you're from. Um, and those who just are tapping in, oh, you're in Iowa. How cool. Weed's not legal in Iowa, is it? No, it's not legal there, is it? What's the weather like in Iowa right now? Let's see, we got some out of towners in here. That's lovely. I love it. See, that's what happens when you come in here on oddball times. He said, hell nah. Well, are they even trying? I mean, are they working on it? Is any legislation being put forth? I haven't heard much about out there. How many people are in Iowa? I heard it's kind of like small. Like there's not a lot of folks out there. He said his state is just totally effed. I ain't gonna say that word, but yeah. Southern Vermont vintage on eBay. Wow, wow, is that like your entire screen name? Wow, Vermont in the house? Man, we going national today, y'all. Is that right? You Southern? You from Vermont? Is that right? Am I reading that right? That's too cool, man. What's the weed situation in Vermont right now? Let's tap in on it. I thought is it legal? I thought they that's legal, or is that Maine? Yeah, it's a huge name. Is it legal there in Vermont right now, or is that Maine where it's legal? I might be a little bit off on my states, but you can tell me because you're there, right? Don't forget to do me a big favor and smash that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're new, you just stumbled across this channel. Um, every Friday at 4:20, I'm live to give you the updated information on the cannabis scene here in Ohio and beyond. In between that, I'm the human being. I'm just here talking to y'all about my situation with my chronic pancreatitis. Um, obviously, um, it's a very painful condition, but it doesn't stop me from having a smile to people here who are here to help me through this. I can't help but smile about that, even if it hurts. I still just want to say thank you. And let me see if I can do this. Like, yeah, okay, there we go. I see people doing that on TikTok all the time. I can never get that right. Thank much love to all of y'all for being here. Um, I do appreciate it. And you deal with major health issues. Doctors that give me a crap. I like I'm good. And we will talk about killer from the old heads. Yes, legal. Oh, it's legal in Maine and Vermont. Now we about to have a little. We got 30 minutes left. We about to have a conversation. Okay. So, with that said, is it? legal, medical, and rec, or just medical there? Southern Vermont, if you don't mind. And all right, good night, Riding Stone. See you next time, brother. Keep riding, Stone. I feel it, man. I don't. When I'm in this much pain, there's no sleeping. It's only survival. Um, but yeah, I'm sorry you deal with major health issues. I'm definitely sending you positive vibes, positive energy, Southern Vermont. Again, I just happy to have you here to help us learn a little bit about what's going on with you, what's going on in your neck of the woods. We certainly here in Ohio don't know much about Vermont, but we definitely would like to learn. So like, please feel free to come back on Friday when we do our live stream. And heck, is there a chance we might be able to get you to come on and do an interview? Because I would love to compare and contrast what's going on up there. What's up, Mike? Good guy, Mike P in the house. Good morning. What you medicating on today? Okay. Gallbladder removed 26, appendix out at 30, pins implanted back at 33. Anytime I go about the pain, they give me the runaround and want me to go to the subclinic or methadone clinic. Oh, that's terrible. I hate to hear that. So I got a couple questions about. First of all, I can relate. I had my gallbladder removed, and I've had that out for some time. I still got my appendix. Um, and you said they had some plates in your back, so you definitely have a lot of different pain. Um, have you found any cannabis plants, strains, products at all that do anything for that? Like, have you had any success with anything, even if it's just CBD or even THCA? Have you come across anything in y'all market that would help you even a little tiny bit? I'm very curious because you know, I can relate to you having severe pain 24 hours with the amount of things you're listing there. And I also want to ask you about phantom pains. Do you think that you're getting phantom pains? Because this is something real too that I haven't talked about yet, but I'm going to ask all of you who have had uh, any other organs removed. So this is a question for you, Southern Vermont, Vintage, eBay, and everyone else here. If you or a loved one has had an organ removed, it doesn't matter what organ it was, have you or your loved one experienced what they call phantom pain? Phantom pain basically just means your body is looking for the organ and it isn't there and it hurts because it ain't there. That's the best way I can describe it. That's my explanation of phantom pain, but it definitely is pain from an organ that is no longer there. And this is a real thing. People with amputees experience this where it's like your feelings of the leg um, where it was and the trauma that was where it was. So this real thing. It's research based. Um, you wonder if your pain issue is an issue. I get so much pain in the area that makes me want to pass out, sweat like. Okay, so I'll show y'all. So pancreas pain that I'm having. That's weird. I could literally feel it, like making moves or feel the organs right here. Your liver is right here. I'm not about to pull my shirt, show you my boobs, but my a lot of my pain is here, and then it goes back here. So if you're having pain that is upper abdomen on the left hand side that radiates into the back, and then you have nausea that you can't make sense of, and if you're taking a bunch of Tums, then you should go get it looked into. The thing about pancreas pain is the coping mechanism involved with it. So, like for some people, when you get like excruciating pain, tears, red eyes, uh, shortness of breath, um, what I have learned to do is to try to avoid doing those things. You say, why? Well, as crazy as it sounds, I actually make it worse. So, what I've exercised is almost like a monk like technique where literally try not to, because like if you start crying, you upset, it can actually cause like these spasms, like just worked up. So try to stay as calm as possible to eliminate like this kind of like being wound up type effect. And this is why it's important to talk to people. It's important to tell your story. It's important to smile if you can. Believe it or not, smiling is contagious. Um, and so there's no point for me to get in here and sit you and just let you look at me with the sad, mean face. This is my 15th hospital admission for this same damn thing. So there's no need for me to give you the crying boo face. And they know it too. I do not cry very often, very rarely, ever. Like period. It's just the reason why is because I have a broken eye socket, and on one side my tear duct was damaged. So even if I wanted to cry right now, it would be actually hard. Isn't that crazy? Um, so right now, as far as pain goes, I'm pretty much like at a like an 8, 9 out of 10. Almost like I'm better than I was when I first checked in here, but I'm still having a lot of pain. So it's very frustrating to deal with it. But I do know that they're doing the best they can right now to help me through and stabilize me so I can get out of here. So that's certainly the mission at this point. Um, Nausea and diarrhea. So with the nausea, um, are you getting anything from your doctors for that? Like, for example, Phenergan, Zofran, or anything else? Because that can be helpful. Now, when you said you had a AVM, um, sorry, Mike, I'm not quite sure what AVM means. I know we've talked about what happened to you before. You had a real bad accident, so I do remember that, my brother. But if you could just help me remember what AVM means, that would be great. My guy Mike's been one of the first people on here. He's been on here with us for a long time. So thank you again for all your support and love, Mike. And I just appreciate you being on here. He also sends me very funny videos. He makes these videos of me, and they're just so funny, man. So I appreciate those videos. They always cheer me up when I'm down. So thanks, Mike. Okay, you are legal rec there and med. Okay, and you find need to knock out. You find you need to knock out cannabis. The stronger, the better to get me to pass out. Most of the time, pain is so bad it just makes me pass out on its own. Understood, brother. I'm sorry that you're having so much pain, Southern Vermont. You need a good heavy flower. Okay, is home grow permitted there? Okay, there's okay aphasia. Okay, I knew that. I wasn't. I didn't want to mess it up, bro. That's why I wanted you to just tell me. Um, so you have aphasia, but you did speech therapy and can talk pretty well now. Oh, so we well overdue from a phone call, then, ain't we, Mike? And you was a graphic arts major and could still take lots of pictures. And okay, that's awesome. So now I know why we need to be having a phone call, Mike. So I'm gonna be pinging you on Messenger, man, because we need to talk. It's time for us to have a conversation if you're up to it, my brother. If not, we can just keep texting. Whatever makes works for you, my brother. I just appreciate you. I appreciate you being here, Southern Vermont, because you definitely given us some different things to talk about here that are also relevant. Um, no, you take zero prescriptions. Great. The doctors over the past 15 years have put me on so much stuff, has given me more issues. I dislike taking anything today. I can respect that 100%, my brother. Um, and uh, did you say home grow is or isn't legal there? Are you guys able to grow? And uh, are you a medical cannabis patient? Um, did it have like a list of qualified? I could look it up. You ain't got to give me all that. I can Google that. But Is that similar to how it's set up, where there's like certain qualified conditions, and then you got to go see a doctor and get a recommendation? That's how it works here. And then you pay the doctor a bag of money, and then we used to have to pay the state a little money, but do you guys have to pay the state money for your card? And how good is it permanent? That's another question I want to. Do you guys have to pay every year to renew your medical card, cannabis card? That's the question I want to know. Oh snap! Y'all can home grow. Cool. What's the limit on y'all? How many plants can y'all grow? Um, I do that as well. Cannabis is only med. Oh, wow. So that is interesting. Weed Nerd on YouTube. You all, is that your YouTube channel? Is it called Weed Nerd Channel? Hey man, if that's it. We gonna everybody on here go and subscribe to his channel. If that's what it's called, Weed Nerd for real. Hold on, let me get my other phone so I can pull it up. Should have enough power to turn it on so I can go subscribe. But yeah, I'm definitely wanting to get some more information, just to round about. Like I've learned about other markets, and that helps us potentially improve our own market. So definitely appreciate any information you're willing to share with us, even if it's just little tiny tidbits like what you gave us today. You said they might do. So you said they might do that, but you have been listed disabled, so you never got the med card. So that just means you just don't fool with. So they basically just have medical only dispensaries, and you don't fool with them. You just grow your own stuff. Is that pretty much it? And what's y'all's grow limit like? I mean, here it's 12 plants per household with two adults over at age 21. Something else I'm talked to y'all about. They want to change that to where it was only 6 plants per household, and this is something they've been proposing. But I counter proposed that medical patients can grow 12 plants per individual. So if you had two medical patients in the house, y'all could grow 24 plants. That's what I proposed in my testimony, uh, because I do believe that people for medicinal purposes may need to grow more, only because they're looking, like I was saying, certain strains that you gotta grow that are only gonna work for you, or work for you once you got it. Okay, it's Southern Vermont. Weed Nerd is just my cannabis hangout. When I on the other folks' live shows, just small channel of me doing doing nothing. Going 6 in veg, 2 in flower. Okay. What strains are you growing right now? Hey Kevin. How you doing, Kevin B? Haven't seen you in a little bit. Thank you for being on here. Tammy, you had a 15 pound. Oh my, 15 pounds? Gee, Tammy. Wow. I had a hernia too, but it wasn't no 15 pounds. Working the garden. I feel it. I feel it, brother. I'm missing my garden right now, man. Going to have to check in on it here in a second. Um, I'm just looking, waiting. Now, dude. Uh, hey, y'all. I'm looking at this video. Have y'all seen this plane crash in India? This look like, oh my God. Yo, like, what I'm showing here, what they showing me is, it looks like the plane crashed into an apartment building or something like that. Hold on, I'm gonna show y'all this. Look at this. Wow, y'all. That's where the plane crashed. 242 people. Oh, dog. And this is the other things I'm gonna talk about before I run out of time, and I'll come back later. We'll talk about some more. A couple things. Y'all know I love aliens, right? And like space and science, UFOs. I'm mastermind, right? It only makes sense. Did y'all know that astronomers and scientists have discovered some type of signal of some sort, and it's repeating every 45 minutes on the dot, and they don't know what the hell it is, and they say it's coming from the Milky Way galaxy, and it ain't just, it's a visible signal, it's flashing in the sky, and it's an audio, it's a frequency, that's what I want to say, signal, frequency, same thing. It's not us. It's not us. And they know it's not us because last year they did a simulation where they set up a message thing from Mars, and they sent a transmission from Mars to Earth as if it was an alien. So it's like an exercise, a test to see if we could figure out an alien message that was sent from Mars. So they put it out there, and a father and daughter duo solved it. And that ended up being a picture of the building blocks of life. What I'm talking about now ain't that. We're talking about Google it. If you don't believe what I'm saying, Google it. It's not a conspiracy. This is not the fake moonlight. No, 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 no. They're saying that they're getting a signal, and now they're trying to figure out how to answer it. And it's repeating every 44 minutes on the dot. And this is what tells them this isn't normal and it wasn't there before. The other thing that's breaking news that y'all might not have heard is that they found a bunch of asteroids near Venus and that they couldn't see them. It was being obscured by maybe the light from the sun or something weird like that. And they're saying some of these asteroids could reach Earth. And they're saying there might be more they can't even see because it's dark over there. I'll be following this stuff, y'all. It crazy, okay? Crazy. There's more. Canada has a alien spacecraft or the remnants of it, and they acknowledged this. And they said that the United States is the one that shot it down on their territory. And everybody goes, conspiracy. Nah, they posted the pictures. Go look it up. It's on the internet too. I was like, aliens landed and it wasn't breaking news? They flew over the United States and we said it was a weather balloon? But they got over to Canada and we shot that sucker down. Why are we shooting down balloons? Remember the mysterious drone thing? What was that really about? We still don't know. And then back to the plane crash scenarios. Have y'all heard that there's something wrong with the air traffic control system and that at various airports they're losing control of all the aircraft at once for like a minute, maybe 2 minutes? And they're saying this is so scary that the workers have to have trauma counseling because the screen ain't working for a few seconds. They're saying so many lives at stake when this happens that it is the scariest crap ever, they're saying. Because imagine you have all them planes flying in the air like that, and there's no one to tell them, turn right, turn left, drop 10,000 feet, go up 10,000 feet. You just clear the land. What do I do? And now you gotta wonder, when that crash happened in DC, the very beginning of all this, was that really an accident or was that some type of technical warfare where they're actually messing with our air traffic control systems? It just happened a couple more days ago. Look it up. One thing about me, anything I'm telling y'all, Google it. Because I tell you, I be into this stuff. Let's see here. Hold on, man. All right. Thanks, Cleveland. See you. Have a safe, good day. See you this weekend. Hey, Texas in the house. We got stuff to talk about. Mr. Alejandro Gonzalez. Love it, man. Love it. Another brain injury person here. I don't have a tumor, but I have a brain injury. Um, so I'm glad that you have been able to get some relief. I'm sorry about the news we heard about Texas. They just can't get it together down there on the legal thing. But I'm happy to come down there and talk to them legislators in Texas and help educate them on why people like you and me need our cannabis, and that low THC crap they talking about down there ain't it. That ain't it. Let's see. So yeah, thank you for being here. We this stream done went national. I mean, we got Vermont in the house. We got Texas in the house. We got Ohio. I swear we had somebody else in here from somewhere else. I mean, so we definitely reaching more people, and we want to just figure out how we can unify the entire cannabis community nationwide. We're working on it in Ohio. We still got some work to do in Ohio, but obviously, the more education and information that we can provide to people, regardless of their location. Believe it or not, people in Canada watching my stream, people in Australia down yonder watching it. So if you happen to be watching this and you are from another country, make sure you put it in the comments so we see it next time on the replay. But I gotta go off here now because it's getting ready to be shift change and it's gonna get noisy in here. There's gonna be all these people and testers and blood pressure machines and all that. It's about to happen. So after I get past all that, I'm gonna try to come back on here, charge my phone up, and try to holler at y'all. But it's been great, man. You ain't seen nothing yet, Alejandro. I'm glad you found it, man. We gonna turn up way more than that. All my OGs in here know that. So again, thank y'all all for being here, and I will see y'all on the next stream after I figure out what they gonna do. Much love, y'all. Peace.